Thank you, Riv. Again, I want to extend our happy birthday wishes to Bjergsen there, who played fantastically, added a couple highlight plays to his reel there in that game.
Yeah, I mean, he had the outplay, 1-versus-1 with ManCloud. I mean, they focused him really hard. Costa's plan, you could see it. They were trying to keep Bjergsen down. They got ManCloud a CS lead by all those repeated ganks, but he still came out with that solo kill. Then plus, even the play that he missed the charm, I just want to point out how good Bjergsen's calculations were. I mean, he took into account 370 move speed was the last speed that he saw Zed at. The trajectory due south, the last known trajectory of Zed. So that plus 1.2 seconds. And he almost got him. I mean, if he had kept moving in the same path, that charm was going to land. But Zed just stopped moving and started recalling as soon as the vision wore off. So good effort, Bjergsen. It would have hit.
He overthought it. Too much time spent on the calculations.
He's too good.
Right? That's what it is. He's too good. He predicted everything a bit too much. All right. Now to the actual gameplay, break down the game itself. We found, as you mentioned, Coast dedicating a lot of their resources to that mid lane in an attempt to put ManCloud in a good position. And although they did establish that slight CS lead in the mid lane, ultimately it left them exposed in their outside lanes.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, TSM played the lane swap really well, but having to also use this Blitzcrank about half the time ganking mid lane really did cost them. They couldn't keep Dyrus down. He got really strong in that in the lane swap situation. So then they had a fed tank. They came out with the gold lead already, and they were able to knock down turrets with the early lead as well.
And I have to say, the only other thing I want to talk about here is what Bjergsen actually mentioned in his interview just then, is that Reginald pushes them to emulate teams like Samsung White, in that he wants them to find more ways to win than one. He really wants them to have, you know, an expansive toolbox to pull from.
Yeah, I like that too. We saw in the TSM, their show that they have, where they put out their own videos about the team life. There's a lot of discussion about preparing for the future and preparing those different strategies for when they do have international competition. And lane swaps are definitely a big part of that as well. We've seen back-to-back games now where the more veteran team absolutely crushes with the lane swap and takes that early advantage and never lets their opponent back into the game.
Well, as we've seen, they're looking pretty strong already, TSM. We'll see if they continue to expand that strategic pool and rise up the standings. We are going to pull up those standings, though, to see how things look after today's matches. In the top spot, it is Team Solo Mid with only one loss, and one game back from them. In second, it's CLG. Cloud9, Gravity, and Winter Fox are sharing third, followed by Team Impulse and Liquid holding sixth. Team 8 and Team Dignitas are in eighth, with Coast sitting in last. We have now reached the halfway point, so tomorrow we'll get the start of our spring split rematches as teams meet for the second time. We'll kick it off with a pretty big one. Cloud9 versus CLG, followed by Team Liquid facing off against Team Solo Mid, and we'll conclude Week 5 with Team Impulse versus Gravity. That will hit your browsers noon Pacific, 6 p.m. Central European time. So be sure to tune in for those, as, again, there are some pretty big matches tomorrow. Now for myself, the casters, and the entire broadcast crew, thank you for watching, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.